What's up, everyone? Welcome in to the Fantasy Football Game Show here on Front Yard Fantasy. I'm your host, Simon, joined as always by my co-host, John Luke Garofalo. And we've got two incredible guests today to play some Fantasy Fortune with us. We've got our friend Jorge Martin, founder of Familia FFB, part of the Fantasy Points Media Group, and a stellar FSGA panel host from this past week. Also joining us today, our great friend and the always reasonable Kevin Thompkins. You may know him from Matthew Berry's Fantasy Life, Fantasy Alarm, Lightning Round Fantasy, or Fantasy Football Besties over there with our friend Coop. What's up, Kevin?
My cholesterol, as always, but yeah.
Right there with you, buddy.
Just rocking it. The first stream of 2023. I'm ready to go.
Let's do it. Jorge, how are you doing today, my friend?
Anytime I get to be hanging out with you guys is a great day. I mean, even if it's virtual, we had a great time in Vegas and just a couple of stories that could actually be retold. So, but some we'll keep to ourselves, right?
I feel like spending the week or a couple days in Vegas with someone elevates friendship to it. It's a next step, right? Vegas does something to people whenever they're there together.
Absolutely.
Vegas is wild.
Oh, it was a great time.
And
it was a midweek too.
Yeah, you're like down there Wednesday morning at like 8 a.m. and the tables are already full. Slot machines rolling, people drinking, probably starting the night before. We got some people in the chat ready for today's show. Grim fan in here. What's up, Grim? And Born to Life both asking, how do we like the first week of the new XFL? I didn't watch much of it on Saturday. Unfortunately, was traveling back. Did any of you guys get to watch a lot of the XFL this weekend?
Did not.
I was traveling all weekend.
So we liked it that good.
Unfortunately, Grim and Born to Laugh, we don't have much more to update on. I do like the highlights I saw of some of the new like rule changes, like the onside kick rule change. I think is sick. That you can take it from 4th and 15 on your own 25, one down instead of doing an onside kick. Like that's awesome. Yeah. But
they need to do that. They need to do that in the NFL.
Come on, it's more exciting and it helps with player safety, right? If they're talking about player safety, just.
I did see one interesting XFL nugget, though. I guess this will be the one piece of content. Paxton Lynch was the only quarterback to be benched in the NFL, CFL, AFL, or AAFL, or whatever it is, and now the XFL. So.
He got benched in week 1.
Ouch.
Oh, poor Paxton Lynch.
Yeah.
He was so tall.
Odyssey.
He was so tall. He still is, but he was. And everyone thought because you're such a big man, this is going to work. I just know someone that big has to find.
John Elway can pick him.
We got Dave in the chat. What's up, Dave? Welcome in, my friend.
Hello.
And Dustin wants to know who is going to the Expo this year. Me.
Just bought my ticket today, actually.
Oh, you bought your ticket already? Look at Jorge representing up there. Dave letting us know he's going. Jay says he's going as well. Mr. Scampers. What's up, Mr. Scampers? Good afternoon. Welcome in.
Scamps.
We got Albert in the chat saying, hello, everyone. Hello, Albert. And Dame with the hello. Hello, Dame.
Dave, la dama.
Scamper saying, what a handsome foursome. Well, now it's a handsome threesome. Now it's a handsome foursome. We got the whole foursome back up here. And Coop said, oh, my goodness, it's 3 of my favorite people.
Oh, Coop.
Don't you start
Salute,
that.
brother.
He sees me all the time, so he's got to be talking about you 3.
I don't know. He has to hang out with me in jail for 3 hours every single morning.
At the worst time of day.
He's probably talking about me. We'll see. And Dave in here saying so reasonable. Kevin, always so reasonable in here. Also, Scott Fish coming in. With the semantics. This isn't a rule change. The XFL had that before. You are correct, Scott. My apologies. I did mean, for those of us who generally watch the NFL, this may be a rule that is changed from what you're used to watching, but not a rule change in the XFL. Dave with the shout out, Paxton Lynch. And Scott, he did watch the XFL. He said last weekend's games were amazing. 2 awesome comebacks. So we'll have to check out the XFL this weekend.
All right.
And Coop letting us know. Let's just say Jorge is my favorite. So not saying who's not up there, but he's letting us know it's not Jorge who's one of the 3 people who doesn't make that list.
Dodger tickets are in the mail.
Also, Brittany, you're saying, I miss He Hate Me from the old XFL. We just put out a short about He Hate Me on our YouTube channel today.
That's smart.
If you want to go get He Hate Me reminded, go check it out. Coop imparted some He Hate Me knowledge on us on the show. We pulled that, threw it out there. And Jay in there, hitting it. Check out our latest short. Yeah, you don't have to miss He Hate Me too much more. Well, guys, today we are playing the game Fantasy Fortune. Jorge and Kevin have both played this game. Kevin 1-0 in it. Jorge 1-1. So we'll see who comes out on top. I'm going to be playing against you guys as well. JL's going to be running this one. And for those of you who have never played with us before, here's how the game works. It's a lot like the popular TV show Wheel of Fortune. Instead of spinning the wheel, though, the contestants are going to be answering 50-50 NFL or fantasy-related questions. Get the question right, you get to guess a consonant that you think is in the puzzle on the board. For every instance of that consonant that shows up, you're going to have 500 Kohl's Cash Dollaroonies to your round bank. Now, during your turn, besides just answering questions and guessing letters, there are two other things you can choose to do at any time except after a question has been asked. You can choose to buy a vowel, a cost of 100 per instance that it shows up to a max of 500. And because of that, you'll need to have a minimum of 500 in your round bank to do this. Or you can choose to solve the puzzle, at which point the round will end and you will earn a minimum of $1,000 or whatever's in your round bank, whichever one is higher. So that'll go into your total bank. We will go like this, alternating turns after every 3 questions or a missed answer or letter until the end of this game, at which point the person with the most money is our winner. And you can choose to be paid out in Kohl's Cash or Grimace Coin, your choice.
Love it.
Sounds
Love
good.
it.
No.
Let's party like it's Mardi Gras.
Yeehaw. I saw
For me, every Tuesday is Fat Tuesday, so let's go.
That's why they call it Tuesday.
You guys ready to get in there?
Let's do it. Vámonos.
JL, I hand it off to you, Mr. Game Champion.
Ooh la la. All right. Well, everything Simon said doesn't apply for this first one. So good job, Simon. Because this first one's a toss-up puzzle. Bum, 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 bum.
Wah, wah, wah.
We need some party horns. All right, so this first one's going to work a little differently than what Simon described. It's a toss-up puzzle, meaning I have a puzzle here, and I'm going to slowly reveal letters, and you have to say your own name when you think you know it. Once you say your own name, I'm going to ask you for a guess. You're only going to have one shot at this puzzle, so make sure your guess counts, because if you get it wrong, your opponent's going to be able to get it, and you can't guess anymore. Winner will get 500 plus. They will get to go first in the next round.
Let's do it.
So this first one is...
Before you pull it up, Dale, a reminder to everybody in the chat, play along with us. Throw your answers in there. Me, Kevin, and Jorge will be living in the private chat during rounds. We'll head on over to the comments in between, so you can feel free to throw your answers in there to your heart's content, and only cheaters will see it. And JL.
Yes, and me. I am also a cheater, so it is convenient. All right, our first one. Oops, I need to add your guys' name. Let's see. Jorge. We'll add Kevin, and we'll add Simon. All right. I'm going to slowly reveal letters. Say your own name when you think you know it. This is an NFL player. Kevin.
Jameson Williams.
Jameson Williams is correct. That's going to give you 500 in that old bank here.
What hurt me was I thought Jalen, whenever the J came up or whenever the A came up, and then every letter you revealed, as long as you didn't count the blanks, worked for Jalen. Like it revealed the A, the J, the N, and I was like, Jalen.
Jalen Williams.
I was like, Javante? I'm like, no, that can't be it. And I saw the E, and I'm like, my whole world just shattered.
Jorge, how do you feel about Jameson Williams going into his sophomore season, I guess it is?
I love him this sophomore season. He's not going to get the top coverage when it comes to because that guy's going to be on Amon-Ra St. Brown, second year, full off season with no injury, no surgery. Gosh, a lot of times that second year after ACL surgery, gosh, those guys do so much better. So I'm really pumped for him. That I'm going to have on a constant loop that long 50-yard touchdown that he had, which was probably like his only route that one day in Detroit. So give me some Jameson Williams.
Kevin, you feeling as hyped on Jameson Williams?
Yes, I am always very youth oriented with my wide receivers and really players in general. But yeah, Jameson Williams, I think he's pretty much ready for takeoff. If Jared Goff can keep doing what Jared Goff did last season, if he can keep that going with Amon-Ra St. Brown, no Chark there with Jameson Williams, I mean, that offense can just keep going, and that offense might be on the back of Jameson Williams.
Yeah, I could see it. I mean, DJ Shark certainly wasn't going to carry them. Am I right, Coop? He said, I was born in the chatness.
Number one DJ Shark
take
fan
that as
in the
agreement
chat from Coop.
I will take that as agreement. All right, let's get into our next puzzle here, boys. This next one is going to work as Simon said it. And this puzzle is a rhyme time. Rhyme time.
Ooh.
An example of this might be drinking soda with Marcus Mariota. It's similar to that. Who got that one first? Kevin, you got that first. So you are going first in this game, in this next puzzle. You can take a question or you can solve. What would you like to do here?
I would like to take a question.
Take a question. Very brave. Very brave. All right, we're going to start off nice and simple. We're going to be talking fantasy points from this past season. All my fantasy points questions in this entire game are going to be of the PPR variety. Points per reception. So adjust your answers accordingly. I will try to remind you, but if I don't, you can assume it's PPR. So Kevin, start us off here. Who had more fantasy points this past year? Was it Brandon Ayuk or was it Amari Cooper?
Amari Cooper.
Amari Cooper is correct. What letter would you like?
I will take a T.
You will take a T, the man says. T, there are 2 T's. It's going to give you 1,000 in your round bank, which is enough to purchase a vowel here, or you can take another question, or you can solve. Those are your 3 options.
I'll take another question.
Taking another question. All right, Kevin, who had more fantasy points this past season? Was it Najee Harris or was it George Kittle?
Jeez. I'm going to go with the season-long value. I'll go with Najee Harris, but I know it was close.
Najee Harris is correct. What letter would you like? What consonant?
I'll do an S.
S. Bonk. No S's. I'm sorry.
Oh.
I'm sorry. So Simon, you are going up next. Let me just change the order here, make this easier. Simon, you are up next.
Yeah, I'd like a question.
You'd like a question. All right. Who had more fantasy points this season, Simon? Was it Michael Pittman or was it Chris Olave?
God, it is amazing how quickly last season leaves my mind. Michael Pittman.
That is correct. What consonant would you like to guess?
I would like an N, as in Nancy.
As in Nancy. N. There are 3 N's. It's going to be 1,500 in your round bank, Simon.
Let's buy a vowel. Let's get that I in there.
And that I. There are 5 I's. That's going to cost you.
Yeah, that's going to take a lot of money from me.
Just 500. Just a third. Is a third a lot? To some.
It depends on what. A third of your limbs? That would be a lot to lose.
Seems like a lot. I'd prefer to lose none of them.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you got I. You got puzzles.
I'll take another question.
Okay. Another question.
That was pretty good, Joe.
Sound like a bouncy ball falling down a bunch of metal pipes. All right, Simon, tell me, who had more fantasy points this past season? Was it Davis Mills or was it Derek Carr?
What was the stat?
Fantasy points.
Davis Mills or Derek Carr?
Mm-hmm.
Come on, it's got to be Derek Carr. Even whenever he missed time, I think it's still got to be Derek Carr.
It is Derek Carr. What letter would you like?
A H.
H. H. One
Oh,
H.
damn it. Okay.
Ooh.
This is my last opportunity to buy vowels.
It is indeed.
I will buy an A.
A. There's 1A. It's going to cost you 100, Simon, but you still have enough. Your options are the same.
I'll buy an. No, it's too risky. There's not many vowels left. There's probably 1 vowel left, and I don't know which one it's going to be. So I'll take a question. My last question.
All right, taking a question. Simon, who had more fantasy points this past season? Was it Gabe Davis or was it Ezekiel Elliott?
Gabe Davis or Ezekiel Elliott? Ezekiel Elliott.
Ezekiel Elliott is correct. What letter would you like?
Give me an M as in Mancy.
As in Mancy, there's 1 M. And that is going to be enough, Simon, for you to bank this money. Kevin has 1,000. Kevin has 1,000. Kevin has 1,000. Kevin has 1,000. All right, Simon, I'm going to give you 5 seconds.
Oh, I just figured out this one here.
Now. 2, 1. Bonk. Sorry, Simon.
I feel like I'm right there.
All right, Jorge, we are back to you, my friend. Would you like a question or would you like to solve here?
Let's go question.
Question. All right. Jorge, who had more fantasy points this past season? Travis Etienne or Deontay Johnson?
ETN.
ETN is correct. What letter would you like?
Yeah, W.
Oh my God.
W. There's one W, Jorge. It's going to give you 500 in your round bank, which means you can purchase a vowel here, or you could take another question, or you can solve.
Let's go another question.
Another question. All right. Who had more fantasy points this past season? Was it Jacoby Brissett or was it Marcus Mariota?
I think it was Brissett.
Sorry, Jorge. It was Marcus Mariota.
No way. No way.
Marcus
that
Mariota.
hurts.
Yeah,
That's brutal.
Mariota did have a couple of games. That's true.
he did. Yeah, he did. Kevin.
They played about the same number of games too, because it's like they both sat out the last quarter of the season.
You're right. I think Jacoby Brissett says he played 16 games, but I don't think he started 16 games.
No, he got it. I think he got in there for like literally 1 or 2 pass attempts, like the last like 1 or 2 games. But yeah, I would have guessed Brissett too.
Yeah, probably around the same. All right, Kevin, we're back to you. You can solve here. You can buy a vowel, or you can take another question.
I'm going to take a question.
All right. Which player had more fantasy points? Mark Andrews or Evan Ingram?
Oh, man. Coop's going to kill me. Andrews?
Andrews is correct. What letter would you like?
Oh,
Wow.
man. Let me get a D.
D. Oh. I hit the wrong letter. What do I do?
Just reveal it, and he gets a free letter.
Okay. F. D.
You take like 100. Take like a money off since I got. I'll play fair. You could take a little off the top.
It was my fault.
Well, I do want to solve it now.
Okay, go ahead. Say exactly how it's written.
Reading fiction with Joe Mixon.
Reading fiction with Joe Mixon is correct. You probably would have got that anyway.
I thought that was it, but I wanted to make sure it was D. I wasn't sure if it was like writing fiction with Joe Mixon or.
You got it. It was reading fiction, Joe Mixon. So Kevin, you were going to get this 1,500, putting you in the lead just narrowly above Simon here. And Dame got this 5 minutes ago.
Hey, what's up, Dame? Nice
Dame, too good.
Dame, you got to get in the guest chair in here one of these days.
Yeah, you do.
Chat is undefeated.
Dame. Chat is undefeated. Scampers. Never said JLF the D. Yeah, I did. I totally did. My B, dogs. My B. That's my bad. I totally F the D. I F the D real bad. Joey said, how much money did Kevin give JL under the table?
Imagine thinking I have money.
And imagine thinking JL has a table.
I like to eat on the floor. All right. I wanted to ask you guys before we move on to our next puzzle, how are we feeling about Joe Mixon going into the offseason here? He's been rumored to be someone they let walk, go to a new team. What's your take? What are you doing with Joe Mixon in Dynasty?
I'm buying Joe Mixon right now. I'm trying to trade for Joe Mixon. If he stays on the Bengals, great. Like, I think that's phenomenal. Their offensive line should get better. That was the weakness of their team, even though we saw like marginal improvements last year. I'm excited. And if he leaves, the amount of money that Joe Mixon is going to demand, he's going to go to a team that's probably going to use him. Like if Joe Mixon signs elsewhere, it's not going to be as part of a committee, I don't think. So I'm trading for Joe Mixon. I feel like his value is suppressed to the point he's an aging running back in an iffy contract situation. Go trade for him because he's still good. We saw him this year. He's still a great running back.
Yeah, I do have him on a dynasty team, and I'm just holding. I'm not as optimistic as Simon. I look at him as potentially, if he gets cut loose, it could just be kind of like a damaged goods kind of thing. He takes a low end contract. The thing that worries me, he could be Melvin Gordon next year. but he's much more talented, which is the sad part. But yeah, he may just be part of a committee and just kind of get lost in the committee. And I just that team is really worried me.
Yeah, I don't really think he's like that good anymore. Like that one game where he had like a bajillion touchdowns really propped him up this year. I think that was his only 100-yard game of the season. So I think if he goes somewhere else, he's probably going to come at a value to where, if you're getting a starting running back in like the 9th or 10th round, great. But on the Bengals, where they're so pass happy, their pass rate over expectation was tops in the league. Like he's very touchdown dependent. He's like Zeke Elliott, but I still think Zeke Elliott right now is better running back talent wise than Joe Mixon. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. I'm not. I guess I'm not with Kevin. I do like Joe Mixon. I'm more on Simon's side here with on the Mixon side, but I think it could go either way. And I think he's at this point where his value is going to shift here. We have Front Yard Fantasy here saying, if you're enjoying the show, slap that Luke button. It's the sweetest way to get on our good side.
I slapped that Luke button in Vegas a couple times.
And Coop said, if we don't get enough Lukes, the corn bots show up. They show up either way. And Andrew said, John Lukes or just normal Lukes?
Good choice.
Yeah, dealer's choice. All right, guys.
I love this
next puzzle. We are buffoons. Let's get into our next puzzle. It's the third puzzle. Category is NFL player / movie mashup. NFL player / movie mashup. So this is typically a movie title with an NFL player name smashed in there. Something like, Dude, Where's My Derek Carr? It's a common one that we have done before. Who got that last one right? It was Kevin. So Simon, you are guessing first this time.
I need a question.
Solve it.
I want to so bad.
Kevin's got it.
Kevin's got it. All right, Simon. We're gonna move categories here to receiving yards. Simon, tell me which player had more receiving yards this past season? Which player had more receiving yards this past season? Brandon Ayuk or Jamar Chase?
What a stupid question you just asked me.
It is pretty stupid.
Jamar Chase.
That's correct. What letter would you like?
I got real tricked. Jamar Chase missed time and Brandon Ayuk started the season off hot, but he did fall off. I'll take the R as in Rutro.
R as in Retro. There are 3 R's. I'm going to give you 1,500 in your round bank.
Not where I thought those were. Back to the drawing board. I need another question.
Another question. You got it. Which player had more receiving yards, Simon? Was it Stephon Diggs or was it Devontae Smith?
Diggs.
Diggs is correct. What letter would you like?
I feel like you're trying to trick me. Both those questions felt real slippery. I'm going to take the T.
T. 2 T's, Simon. It's going to give you another 1,000 here, and we are going into your third question. So this is your last opportunity to buy vowels.
I'll take an E.
An E. There are 2 E's. It's going to cost you 200, Simon. Your options are the same.
I would like to solve.
Okay. Say it
Terry
exactly.
McLaurin Inside Out.
Terry McLaurin Inside Out is correct.
I had Terry McLaurin. I was trying to figure out what the next part was.
Well
that was
done,
a good one,
Simon.
Oh, now I need to rewatch that movie. It's been a minute.
Oh, I love that movie. I think you beat the chat, Simon.
I like Joey's over here now. Joey said sauce kindergarten cop.
Sauce kindergarten cop.
Not a tumor.
That's a pretty good one, Joey.
That's a great one.
I like that.
With you, Joey.
And Andrew's liking this one, so that was a clever clue.
Amazing.
Love that one.
Well done, Simon. That's going to put you in the lead here. Before we go on to our next puzzle, I wanted to ask you guys about Terry McLaurin because he's on my dynasty team. And it feels like now's not the time to do anything with him. I don't know what to do. Help me out. What do I do with Terry McLaurin?
You hold. I mean,
Yeah,
that's all you can do, right?
He was good. He was really good when Heineke was in there, and Heineke is not very good.
Is it a he's talented, a situation's bad situation, or he's not quite talented enough?
I think he's potentially a top 5 wide receiver talent in the league. Every time I watch that guy play, I'm blown away by what he does on the field. He's played with Taylor Heineke, with Carson Wentz. Sam Howell's going to be in there now. It's been about as bad as it can get at the quarterback position, and he's still been fantasy relevant, right? Like he's still been a guy that you plug in, week out. If that dude gets a good quarterback, I'm holding. And if people are selling, if people are trying to get out from under Terry McLaurin because he's getting older, I'm trading for him. It's another guy. Maybe Kevin and I'm realizing I think are maybe some opposite dynasty players. He loves the young players, and give me the 27 to 29-year-olds. That's how I want my dynasty team to look. I just loaded up.
Kevin?
Like
I want my dynasty team looking like Leo DiCaprio drafted it.
So. Well, with Miss Universe next to you, is that?
You mean Garrett Wilson? Yeah. No, McLaurin always he feels like I don't know if you guys remember like Derek Mason or like Eric, like guys that like hung around on not great offenses that we know were good wide receivers that never really in their prime got the chance to prove it. Like I feel like Terry McLaurin's gonna be one of those guys that goes to a really good team later on in his career and probably wins a ring with like the Chiefs or something like that, just because his team he gets fed up. Like he is like the consummate pro wide receiver. Like he is so talented, but is not getting the chance to do it in Washington. So that's what he feels like to me. Hear
me out. Patrick Mahomes, after Andy Reid retires, Patrick Mahomes he wants a different team. He gets mad. He gets into a dispute with the team. He leaves. They bring in Russell Wilson to the Kansas City Chiefs for a late career run. They bring in Terry McLaurin as his wide receiver 1. Who says no?
Not
like everybody.
Jail's just over here writing NFL fan fiction.
Yeah, and he's on his Tumblr right now.
I love it. I was thinking that you were going to put Terry McLaurin in DC, and then all of a sudden, Commander staff was, the Commander faithful was just going to lose their minds. Terry McLaurin, but he'll be like 35 at that point, and
still in his prime. Let's go.
We got some Sam Howell troopers in the chat. Jorge, how do you feel about Sam Howell? Dustin loving him. Joey agreeing as well. You got some optimism for Sam Howell? Because I'm not as optimistic as these guys are.
I want to believe, but I don't know how good he is. And just the one game. I think we all saw there was something with Patrick Mahomes when he came in for one game at the end of his rookie season. I don't think we saw that with Sam Howell, and even though they won, so this could be Davis Mills next year in Washington. That Eric Bieniemy can't even fix that, and that could hurt McLaurin, but I actually think it would hurt more Jahan Dotson and Curtis Samuel. I think McLaurin will still get his.
I'm with you.
Yeah. All right, guys, let's get into our next puzzle here. Simon, you got that one correct. So, Jorge, you are going first on this one, and this is an NFL player name. So your options are you can take a question or you can solve.
I'll take a question.
Taking a question. A friendly reminder, contestants, head out of the chat. This is your first time playing with us. Go ahead and throw your guesses in the chat. If you get it before the contestants on the screen, we will praise you. All right, Jorge, question. Let's stick here in this category. Which player had more receiving yards this past season? Was it Amon-Ra St. Brown or TJ Hawkinson?
St. Brown.
St. Brown is correct. What letter would you like?
I'm going to go an S.
S. There's one S. That's going to give you 500 in your round bank and will unlock the Val purchasing feature for you, Jorge, if you would so choose, or you can take another question or you can solve.
Let's go another question.
Another question. You got it. Which player had more receiving yards this past season? Marquez Valdez-Scantling or Adam Thielen?
More receiving yards?
Mm-hmm.
Thielen.
Thielen is correct. What letter would you like?
Let's go an M.
M?
As in Mancy.
As in Mancy?
Mancy. Mixon. Mary.
Bonk. No M's. I'm
no.
Sorry, Jorge. No M's. So, Kevin, we are on to you.
Kevin's going to solve it.
What would you like to do here?
I'm going to take a question.
Take a question. All right. Which player had more receptions? Which player had more receptions this past season? DeAndre Hopkins or Richie James?
Come on, man. I'm still going to go with Hopkins.
Hopkins is correct. What letter would you like? That was actually really close.
Yeah, I figured it had to be.
Yeah.
I'll take
did not think it was as close as it was.
I'll take a T.
T. There's one T. It's going to give you 500.
This is not who I thought it was going to be.
Jail did threaten you on the show this morning that he was going to give you harder questions. I forget what you said in the chat, but he said, "Oh, you better
something I didn't like."
That is true. I will take another question though.
All right, which player had more receiving yards this past season? Alec Pierce or Cole Kmet?
Cole Kmet.
I'm sorry, Kevin. It was Alec Pierce. It's Alec Pierce. Simon.
White guys.
I need a question, JL.
Question. All right. Simon, which player had more receiving touchdowns this season? Which player had more receiving touchdowns this season? Adam Thielen or Austin Eckler?
Receiving?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if it was rushing, that would have been a lot easier. Did Adam Thielen touchdown again? I can't remember. I feel like he didn't touchdown as hard, but he had a couple. Let's go Adam Thielen.
Thielen is correct. What letter would you like?
God, that was. I would like an N in this name.
N. There are 3 N's.
Yeah. Why can't I figure out the last name? But I don't know the first name either. Now I'm realizing. I would like a question.
All right, Simon. Which player had more receiving yards this past season? Which player had more receiving yards this past season? Devontae Parker or David Njoku?
David Njoku.
That is correct. What letter would you like?
I would like this is. I feel like this is all risk right here. Like I have no idea. A Y.
A Y. Bonk. No
Y.
Y.
I thought there was a Y at the end.
Jorge.
Wow. I know. I was thinking the same thing on the Y. All right, let's go question.
Question. All right, Jorge. Which player had more rushing yards this season? Which player had more rushing yards this season? Was it Isaiah Pacheco or was it AJ Dillon?
Pacheco.
Pacheco's correct. What letter would you like?
Man, I'm still stuck. I am R.
R. Bonk. No R's. Kevin.
I would like to solve.
Yeah.
Okay, say the name. Say it exactly how it's written.
Antonio Gibson.
Antonio Gibson is correct.
I'm so stuck on Anthony.
I thought it was Garrett Wilson
Garrett
at
Wilson.
first, and then I get the T, and I was like, "That's not where it was."
I'm proud of you for not going for the glory of a 0-letter solve whenever you had like a name that fit though. That's always so tempting.
Yeah.
I would have totally gone for it. Dame said Garrett Wilson as well. Good guess. And then Dustin in here. Antonio Gibson 3 minutes ago. Well done. And
Anthony.
Anthony.
I had
Gibson.
Anthony in there too. But then I was like, wait a second, ANTH. There's nothing in there.
Yeah, I had Anthony, no O and double Y.
This NFL player place mashup, so good. San Antonio Gibson.
Beautiful, Andrew. I should have freaking remembered it. I don't live in San Anthony.
San Anthony. All right, well done, Kevin. Let's give you another 1,000. Let's get on to our next puzzle.
Yeah. What do we got?
All right, this next one is betting terms, and this is crossword style. Crossword style. You all know how that works. If you don't, well, you'll figure it out today.
Good luck.
Good luck. All right, Kevin, you got that one correct. So, Simon, you are going first, my friend. You ready?
I am ready, and I need a question, believe it or not.
I do believe it. Which player had more rushing yards? Alvin Kamara or James Conner this past season?
James Conner.
I'm sorry, it was Alvin Kamara.
Yeah, I believe you.
Alvin Kamara. Jorge.
Yeah, I believe you.
All right, let's go letter. I mean, sorry. Question.
That was an option.
I think I've got one.
All right. Which player had more rushing touchdowns, Jorge? Which player had more rushing touchdowns this past season? Was it Cam Akers or was it David Montgomery?
Cam Akers in my backyard.
Cam Akers is correct. What letter would you like?
Nice.
P.
P. There's one P.
Just one?
That's one. That's going to give you 500 in your round bank. You can buy a vowel here, Jorge. You can solve, or you can take another question.
Let's go another question.
Another question. Which player had more rushing yards this past season? Was it Josh Allen or was it Devin Singletary?
I'm going to go Allen.
It was Devin Singletary. I'm sorry.
Oh, man.
It was Devin Singletary.
How close was it?
762 for Josh Allen, 819 for Devin Singletary.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so within 100. Well within 100. All right, Kevin, back to you.
Take question.
Question it is. Which player had more rushing yards this past season? Was it Jalen Hurts or was it Daniel Jones?
Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts is correct by 52. It's not very much. What letter would you like?
Oh, Daniel Jones ran a lot.
Yeah. I'll take a S.
S. There's one S. That's going to give you 500.
We're really zoning in on that word.
Yeah, you guys are.
Yeah.
We're
going word by word here. We're going to be, I hope you're not double parked. I will take question.
All right, take another question. Let's head on over to targets. Let's move on to the category of targets. Kevin, which player had more total targets this past season? AJ Brown or Christian Kirk?
AJ Brown.
AJ Brown is correct. What letter would you like?
I will take an N.
N. There's one N.
Oh, you ruined it.
Wow, that's a lot of letters that we're not getting.
Right.
All right, we're going into your third question here, Kevin. So this was your last opportunity to buy a vowel if you would like to this turn.
I think I will buy a vowel. I will buy
Okay.
E.
E?
E as in
E.
Yancey.
Yancey. That's 3 E's. It's going to cost you 300. And you can still buy another vowel. You can solve, or you can take another question.
I'll take another question.
Taking another question. All right. Which player had more total targets 2022? Which player had more total targets in 2022? Was it Deebo Samuel or Cortland Sutton?
Oh, boy. That was probably close. I'm going to go with Deebo.
It was Cortland Sutton. I'm sorry, Kevin.
It's those games that he missed.
Yeah, Simon, we're back to you.
Okay, I got one word.
I need a question.
Question. All right, Simon. Which player had more targets 2022? Was it Chris Olave or was it Mike Williams?
Ooh. Chris Olave's targets fell off hard, but he was also hitting like 10 to 13 targets a game for a bit there. I'm going to go with Olave. I'm going to say he held on.
Olave is correct. What letter would you like?
I'm glad you cut me off because I almost second guessed it there. I was like, ooh, Keenan Allen missed time, but we went with it. I will take the M as in Mamma Mia.
Mia, it's a Mia, Luigi. Bonk, no
What?
M.
All those letters and not a single M.
Wow.
Not one M.
This is preposterously preposterous.
Preposterously preposterous. Jorge, we're back to you. What would you like to do here?
Question.
You do have some money to buy about if you would like to, but you do not have to.
No, let's go question.
Question, you got it. All right, Jorge, which player had a higher target share on his respective team? Which player had a higher target share on his respective team? Garrett Wilson or DJ Moore?
I think it was more.
It was Moore. What letter would you like?
R.
R. There's 2 R's.
Okay.
That'll give you an additional 1,000 in your round bank here. Jorge, your options are the same.
Let's go another question.
Another question. You got it. Which player had a higher target share on his team? Was it Terry McLaurin or was it Jalen Waddle?
I think it's McLaurin.
McLaurin is correct. What letter would you like?
D, like Dodger.
D. There's one D.
Oh, just one. Jeez.
Not construct this puzzle
more.
well. 1D. Jorge, this is your last opportunity to buy vowels if you would so choose.
Let's buy a vowel. A.
A. 3 A's. It's going to cost you 300. Okay. Your options are the same.
All right. So, we got one word. Let's answer a question.
All right. Your third question here. Which player had a higher target share on his respective team? Was it Cooper Kupp or was it Christian Kirk?
It's over the court. It's got to be Kirk.
Kirk is correct. What letter would you like here? Get this right and you're going to make this money.
Let's see. Let's go with a T.
T. 3 T's.
Nice.
Well done, Jorge. I'm going to add that additional 1,500 in your bank. And you were going to bank this. Kevin has 700. Kevin has 700. Kevin has 700. Don't forget, Kevin has 700.
I'm Kevin and I have 700.
Kevin, I have 700. And Jorge, I'll give you 5 seconds to solve this starting now. Bonk. I'm sorry, Jorge. We're going to move on to Kevin. Kevin.
God, I got I got like 3 of the words.
You can buy a vowel if you would like.
I will take a question.
Taking a question. All right. Kevin, which player had more total targets in 2022? Which player had more total targets in 2022? Was it Curtis Samuel or was it Christian McCaffrey? McCaffrey is right. What letter would you like?
I will take an F.
An F. 1 F. It's going to give you additional 500.
I'll take a vowel. I will take an O.
An O. There are 5 O's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. You got 700. You can still buy another vowel here if you would like, Kevin, or you can take another question or you can solve.
I'll take a question.
All right. Let's see, Kevin. Kevin.
Suddenly, this game is neck and neck between everybody.
Oh,
Jorge banking that money turned this into it is close. Like whoever solves this puzzle will be in the lead or tied for the lead up there.
It's true.
Assuming you get at least one letter.
All right, Kevin. PPR. We're gonna go. This question is gonna be about ADP this past season. 2022 ADP. So coming into this past season, PPR. Which player was drafted higher? Was it Saquon Barkley or was it Tyreek Hill?
Drafted higher was Saquon.
Saquon is correct. What letter would you like?
I'll take a B.
B. There's 1 B.
Okay, I will solve this.
One? Okay, say them.
Is there a specific order or
any order?
Over, favorite, spread, beat, book, action.
That is correct, Kevin. Well done.
That was the one. The book was the one I was stuck on. I thought it was going to be boom. I was like, wait a second. Boom's not a betting term. Yes.
Book was the tough one.
Yeah.
Book was tough. Well done, guys. Well done. You guys kind of dismantled that puzzle real methodically. Like,
and I see 50 surgical. I see 50 comments over in the chat from while I was over here in the private
there's
chat.
A bunch. They were getting close. Lead, lock, spread over, favorite action, lead, lock, close. It looks like they finally got there. Well done, chat.
Nice job.
Well done.
And I saw Grim asking, what's an action bet? Action is just when you have a bet on something, you have action on it.
Yeah. Yep.
Just a term.
All right. Well, this game is very close now. $4,200, tied at $4,200 each for Kevin and Simon. And then Jorge not far behind with a $3,200. It's going to come down to this last puzzle.
Do this. Yeah.
Ooh. Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm nervous now. That's not a good sign whenever JL starts saying things like that.
Yep. All right, head out of the chat. We're going to get into our next puzzle here. This is an NFL coach / celebrity mashup. NFL coach / celebrity mashup. Jorge. No, sorry. Kevin, you got that one correct. So Simon, we're going first with you. Question?
Yeah.
All right. Going into last season, Simon, who was drafted higher in PPR redraft formats? Was it T. Higgins or was it Deebo Samuel?
Oh, Deebo was hot, but T got some hotness at the. I'm gonna go Deebo.
Deebo is correct. What letter would you like?
M, as in.
Bonk. No M's. I'm sorry, Jorge.
All right, let's go. Question.
Scamper said, "What the hell, JL?" We'll see. All right, question. All right, Jorge, which player was drafted higher coming into this past season? Which player was drafted higher? Was it James Conner or was it Deontay Johnson?
I think it was Johnson.
It was James Conner. I'm sorry, Jorge. Kevin.
They were neck and neck, though.
They were a full round away from each other.
That's economy. I will take question.
Taking a question. All right. All right, Kevin.
All right, Jay.
Which NFL team scored more points? Which NFL team scored more real NFL points this past season? Was it the Bengals or was it the Cowboys?
Lord. Cowboys?
Cowboys is correct. Cowboys?
I'm Ron Burgundy.
What letter would you like?
I will take a T.
T. No T's. I'm sorry.
Wow.
Simon.
That's a tease.
I need a question.
Question. All right. Which NFL team had more total points this season, Simon? Which NFL team had more total points scored this season? Was it the Vikings or was it the Patriots?
It was the Vikings.
It was the Vikings. What letter would you like?
Hopefully a right one. Let's have an L up here, as in loser, if this is wrong.
Loser. I guess it's a loser. Sorry. No L's.
Honk.
Jorge, we're back to you. We're back to you.
All right, let's do a question.
Question, you got it. Which NFL team scored more points this season? The Bears or the Packers?
Oh, the Packers.
Packers are correct. What letter would you like?
N, like Nancy.
N like Nancy. Oh, 3 N's. That's going to give you 1,500 in your round bank, Jorge. I have Al here. You could solve or you could take another question. Choice is yours.
Let's take another question.
You got it. All right. Which NFL team had more total yards this past season? Which NFL team had more total yards? Was it the Bills or was it the Chargers?
Oh, I think I
give me the Bills.
The Bills are correct, Jorge. What letter would you like?
You idiot.
S.
S. There's one S. It's going to give you another 500, Jorge, and this is your last opportunity to buy vowels if you would so choose.
No, let's go. Another question.
Another question. All right. Which NFL team scored more points this season? Jorge, was it the Browns or was it the Steelers?
Oh, my God.
I'm going Steelers.
I'm sorry, Jorge. It was the Browns.
No!
The Browns are right. Kevin, we're moving on to you.
I got some of this.
You're an idiot, Jay. I figured it out, you dummy.
I'm going to take question.
Taking a question. You got it.
I think I got it now. Shoot.
No, can I solve it?
Nope. You asked for a question. Them's are the rules.
Oh, you better get it. You better get it.
You better get it. All right. Which NFL team had more total yards in 2022? Which NFL team had more total yards in 2022? Was it the Washington Commanders or the Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
Total yards, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Tampa Bay.
That is correct, Kevin. No! What letter would you like?
We'll take an R.
R. There's one R.
I would like to solve the puzzle.
All right.
Nick Sirianni.
Nick Sirianni is correct, Kevin. Well done.
I got it right after I missed that question. Damn.
Well done. That is going to put you in the firm lead here. 5,200. Look at that. 3,200, 4,200, 5,200. Beautiful.
Nice win, Kevin. You pulled it out of the end. It came down to the last puzzle. Whoever got that one was going to come out victorious. And Kevin, you pulled it out with Nick Sirianni.
And Dustin, I think, got a no-letter solve.
Wow.
Wow.
All I can think of when I hear this is like, you guys watch Solar Opposites?
No.
Okay, then I'm going to just describe the scene then without referencing Solar Opposites. They were in the same place recently. Like they go to shake hands and all of a sudden like they start vibrating and then they just morph together into Nick Sirianni. like they didn't know that they were separated at some point. They were one being, but they got separated. As long as they don't come into contact with each other, they stay separate, but they shake hands out on the football field after the halftime show, as coaches and halftime performers do. And now they've got the most musically talented coach of the Eagles.
Oh my God.
Ever had.
Who cries on cue?
Both of them.
Kevin, congrats on your victory. And Jorge, thank you so much as well for taking the time to come on here. Kevin and Jorge, we appreciate you guys so much taking the time to come hang out with us and play these games.
Likewise. Oh, man, appreciate you having me.
And guys, if you're watching this and you haven't already followed our friends Kevin and Jorge, go and follow them right now on Twitter. Jorge's on Twitter at Jorge Martin 17, right there below his handsome face. And if you scoot on over a little bit to the next handsome face, you can see at K Thompkins II right there. So go and follow him on Twitter as well. Until tomorrow morning, though, when we're back for the Front Yard Fantasy Morning Show from 7 to 10 a.m., we are out of here. A big congrats to Kevin staying undefeated in Fantasy Fortune. And thanks again to Jorge, Kevin, and everybody in the chat for hanging out with us. We'll see y'all bright and early. Until then, though, adios, everyone.
Love you. Bye-bye.
Salud.